Hello everybody and welcome back to another online Chinese history class with me, Tony. Last class we reviewed the overall summarization of Chinese dynasties and talked about Qi, son of Ru, the third king, making a lot of changes of laws and other things in the Xia dynasty. Do you guys remember what was the most impactful or important change he made? A. The most important change was forcing the civilians to serve Qi as a dictator. Or B. The most important change was increasing the cost of everything, including households, food, and other essentials. C. The most important change was separating with the tribes Shun made alliances with a bunch of time ago. Or D. The most important change was creating a palace for himself and demanding everybody to pay for its construction and hiring lots of slaves. I'll give you 10 seconds to answer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. The correct answer is A. Qi forces civilians to serve him like a dictator, unlike Yao, Shun, and Ru, who served the people and helped them out like a normal civilian would. B and C were wrong, and if you chose D, you were probably thinking about Jie, the last king of Xia. He forced his thousands of slaves to build a giant palace and a wine pool inside. Remember? He also forced slaves to drink the wine, and when they got drunk, they would drown. Jie was a very cool ruler overall. Last class, I also mentioned he upset the Shang tribe. They weren't too happy with his ruling, and he also affected the Shang tribe too. Jie demanded supplies and money and other things from all the tribes around him, so the Shang tribe decided they couldn't take this anymore, so they planned to overthrow the king of Xia and make him the last king. And they did succeed. I'm going to tell you how. The Shang tribe had much fewer troops than Jie. The Xia dynasty was massive when compared to other civilizations and tribes. So the Shang dynasty had to come up with a plan. What do you think they did? A. The Shang tribe ran far, far away for a couple of years under the Xia dynasty's eyes. They returned a couple of years later and attacked Jie out of surprise and killed him to become the next dynasty. Or B. The Shang tribe decided to pledge allegiance to the Xia dynasty and sent a couple of ministers who were secretly actually assassins to help in quotations. When they and Jie were discussing politics, they assassinated him by putting poison in his drink. Or C. The Shang tribe allied all of the other tribes, and while Jie was out hunting wildlife, they ambushed him from all sides. They killed him, and the people of Xia were happy because Jie was just a terrible king. Or D. The Shang tribe made alliances with the other tribes and stopped giving Jie the things he demanded. Jie became angry at them and came back to threaten them. And the tribes gave the supplies back when Jie threatened to attack them. The Shang tribe did this multiple times to annoy Jie and distract his army. I'll give you 10 seconds to answer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. The correct answer was D. The leader of the Shang tribe, Tang, made alliances with the other tribes and stopped giving Jie the things he demanded. Jie became angry at them and came back to threaten them and attack them, but then the tribes gave back the supplies and the things he demanded, and he was happy. But then the Shang tribe did this over and over again, and each time Jie became angry and called out his troops. The troops became more tired and knew this was going to happen on a weekly, maybe even daily basis. So they didn't even bother to have any attention after some time because there weren't any battle or anything. So now Tang, the leader of the Shang tribe, took this opportunity and attacked the Xia army with the fellow tribes. The numbers still did not match the Xia dynasty army soldiers, even though most of the tribes went with the Shang tribe, but the Xia army was surprised, and they had the element of surprise at the Shang tribe's side. They didn't expect this at all. The Xia dynasty's army didn't expect any of it. Didn't expect them to go into an actual battle with what they thought was puny little tribes. But then these puny little tribes defeated the Xia army, and Jie ran far, far away. This was around 1600 BCE or 1600 BCE, whichever way works for you. At this time, the Indus Valley civilization, which was one of the world's first civilizations, ended. Do you remember it from one of the earlier classes when we talked about the world's first civilizations? And another interesting fact is that the earliest rubber balls were traced back to this time, and they first appeared here. And so the Shang tribe rose and became the next dynasty, the Shang dynasty. Tang became the king, a good king. There are going to be a lot of revolutionary things in the Shang dynasty, which we'll talk about next class. But that's for next time. See you all next time we have class.